Hello, and welcome back to Lora's Plans. So in today's video, I thought I would take you through a real-time plan with me as I prepare for the next week in both my personal life and my work life. As you know, I'm working right now in a wide-sized traveler's notebook. This cover is by Planner Perfect, and I have to say, I really do like it. It has a square spine, which I know is not for everyone, but because I like to put multiple books in my planner and I don't like hangover, this product works really well for me. Inside of it, I have a couple different style of books. I have Moleskine wide Cahier size notebooks. I have them in dot grid, I do have graph, and I do have lined, all of which I purchase off of Amazon in 3 packs. It's just easier. It gets delivered to my door. You know, the fun stuff. One of you did ask about the other type of books that I use, and these are the Good InkPressions letterpress handmade stationery products. You can get them from her store on Etsy. She is in Spain, so it does take a little longer to get them, but what I love is you can get multiple different grid sizes, even in the dot grid and graph style. And I like her smallest, which I believe is a 4.2 millimeter dot grid. So I do order from her. I will say these are Tomoe River paper. I have a few on my shelf, but I switch them out between the dot grid of the Moleskine, depending on how finicky I want my paper to be at any given time. So my personal and my work are both in the Good InkPressions, and then my scribbles or musings journal is in a Moleskine lined just insert. So, sorry, I hit my stand, so everything jiggled. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I always like to do is I like to come to my monthly page, and this is a month on 2 pages. I drew all of my months out in advance, so everything is in one book. And I will come to the week that we're moving to, which is the 22nd through the 28th, which for my family is a big week. My daughter is graduating from college. It seems like just yesterday I was planning her high school graduation, and life moves quickly and time flies. And we're now at the point where we're celebrating her undergraduate graduation, and she'll be moving on to graduate school this next year. So it's pretty exciting for us. I also have my anniversary this week, which my husband and I hit 26 years of marriage. Been together for 30 years, but 26 years, quite a milestone. It's pretty exciting. And we're in the process of moving my daughter home for the summer before she reports to grad school at the end of July. So it's kind of a busy week, but I don't have any appointments or anything. So I want to go ahead and move to my weekly page. This is the week that we are currently on, and you can see I fill things out as I go along. But I want to turn that page, and I'm going to move my little page flag. I like to keep them at the bottom. I know some people like them on top, or some people like them on the side. I keep these little clips on the bottom just because it's easy for me to place my finger on it and flip. So here we go. This is what a blank page looks like for me. And the first thing I'm going to do is go in and add in just a little bit of color by underlining these dates here. I do prep my weekly pages at the beginning of the month, and next week, if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll show you how I go through and prep everything and set it up for a month. So I put in everything in pen, just black and white, and then I come in and add a little color. And guys, I'm not precious with this. I don't break out the ruler to do this. I just have gotten to the point where I want it to be as functional as possible. And I find that the best way for me to do that is to just keep it simple. I do want to go ahead and highlight that the 28th is a big day for our family So using a Tombow in who knows what number. Sorry, guys. I go ahead and highlight that date. I'm also going to highlight our anniversary, which is on Wednesday. And that is it for now. Like I said, I don't have any appointments. We do have Isabel's graduation, but there is something that she just told me about last night. There are going to be some families of her friends that come in, and we're going to have a big dinner together on Saturday night, right there where her college is. So we have family dinner that night, and that looks pretty good. Now I do want to go ahead and put in my habits for the week. And I have a little bit of schmutz on the bottom of my fountain pen that I want to wipe off. So let's go ahead. I'm going to continue working on my skincare as I've gotten older. I don't know about you guys, but my skin really needs me to pamper it. I need to make sure that I'm moisturizing and make sure that I'm really cleansing it well. I don't use a lot of products. I don't use serums or anything, but I do oil cleanse every night, and then just my regular cleanser and a night cream with coconut oil as well. And then in the morning, I just rinse my face off and apply a day cream. But I do like to make sure that I'm doing that. I also want to track my movement the days that I work out. And that's above and beyond just like my steps. This is an actual workout. I want to track my water goal to make sure I've met my water goal. I do want to track that I've read every day because, as I said, I am behind, unfortunately, on my goal for the year of reading 104 books. I'm at 34, and I should be down here, I believe, what week is it? It's week 21, so I should be at 42. So I'm a little behind, so I need to catch up. So I want to make sure that I'm reading. And then I do want to make sure that I am hitting my daily tidy up tasks. And one last one. And that's basically how I set up for the week. Once I've done that, I will come in and kind of flip through here and see if any of the stickers that I'm using for this month can be used. And I do like this little hat. I want to use this little hat. And I'll just put a little bit of decoration on the page. I like that there. And I think I want to put that little hat kind of in between there. And we have had more rain this summer so far than, I mean, I can't remember a time when Colorado was this wet at this time of year. It's just been like every day we're getting rain, and you know, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm getting caught up in trying to put these together. I think I'm going to put my little, do I want my little cloud up there? Is it going to come up nicely? I didn't really want it up there. I think I want it over here. Yeah, we'll put it over there. And then I think I'll put that little guy there. And I think I'm going to put these back. That's just overkill. All right, so there's my decor. That's it. 4 stickers, and that's enough for me. It gives it a little bit of visual interest without overwhelming the page. I like that. I have a spot for my intentions, and I'm ready to go for the week. that's the nice thing about pre-prepping these weekly pages and just setting them up how I'm liking right now is I'm able to go ahead and build them and use them as I see fit. And so this is now ready. I can go in and update. I didn't check in with my planner last night, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I need to migrate meal plan and migrate grocery shopping because we didn't do it yesterday. I did show my boys some love with waffles. I am migrating recording because I'm doing it now, and I did do some work. And then I did talk to my family yesterday that are not in my house. Obviously, I talked to my husband and son because my husband is always in the house and my son is home from college. So I'm going to prep for today. Oh, by the way, this is not a Pilot vanishing point. This is a Majong vanishing point. It is a third of the price of the vanishing point, and I have to say I absolutely love it. I do have my Pilot Decimo vanishing point here, and I love it as well. But this pen, I am not afraid if I lose it, if I ruin it. It was, I think, $40 on Amazon, and yeah, it only comes in an extra fine nib, but I find that I like that nib a lot, and I'm not precious with it, which is why it gets like schmutz on the end. It goes with me everywhere. I use it for everything. So yeah, if you're into trying fountain pens or want fountain pens, realize there's some really great companies out there that you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for a pen. And I really like this one. The weight is perfect for me. It is a heavier pen. I will tell you guys that. So today, the first thing I'm doing is recording this video. And after that, I'm going to meal plan and create a grocery list so that I can go very early tomorrow morning or late tonight and pick those up. I do need to meal prep our dinner tonight, and I'm going to put a couple more dots down there. I do need to do my laundry, especially because there's more people in the house now. We're kind of trying to make sure everybody has one day, and I need to empty the dishwasher, and I want to vacuum. And if I get all of that done, I want to spend some time playing Hogwarts Legacy. My family bought it for me for Mother's Day, and I absolutely love it. And I do apologize for the shadows. Natural light, what can I say? I'm in front of a window, and it is causing some lighting issues. But anyway, so that's all I do to prepare for the week to come. Now, normally, like I'm going to do a meal plan and a grocery list, so I'm going to leave this page blank. And I am going to turn the page, grab my ruler and my pencil, and I'm just going to throw in the next page, the line for the next daily. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over, and I line that up. And I just take a pencil and I bring it down. And that's it. So this will be my grocery list and meal plan for the week. And this will be the continuation of this next week to come, because I'll probably fit a couple more days on here, have that, and then be able to start my next week over here. So that's it for personal. That's really what I do. Now, every morning I do come in and I put in my intentions and things like that. But for the most part, I then come back and look at this to make sure that I'm moving through the things that I prioritized. I don't write every little thing down. I write only the major things that I really want to get done. I'll put a little note in, I'll put a little bit of memory keeping. But for the most part, these are really functional. You can see I have a packing list here for a trip I had to take. But yeah, this is what my daily pages really look like from day to day. Starting on the first, you can see flipping through that I'm able to keep track of everything I'm doing every day and hitting those priorities that I have. Now, let's go ahead, now that personal is done, let's go ahead and I need to prep for this next week. Normally, I'm a week ahead on my work journal, but unfortunately, work has been so busy and I've had work trips, so I need to go ahead and set up my pages for this upcoming week. And I think I'm going to go ahead. One of the things that I have found is that having my time bar for work is the best option for me. It helps me really just kind of keep track of things in my mind each and every day. When I don't, I tend to get a little bit frantic or hectic. This is just kind of my routine that lets me, every morning I come in and I'll fill in what appointments I have for the day. If one gets canceled or moved, I just cross it off. But it lets me, first thing in the morning, really decide what I need to get done and when. And so I like to go ahead and prep the next day. I was prepping a whole week at a time, and I will tell you, when I started this book, the first week I prepped the whole week at one time, and that didn't work because I needed some note space and things like that. And so I had to, tip some stuff in. So now what I'm doing is just doing it one day at a time. And that for me works a lot better. And I'm going to flip this around. I just put my time bars and things in a gray uni pen, just a lighter color. I don't like it to be the stark black that I normally use in, oops, I have the wrong side of my ruler. That one has bumps. I don't know why, but for me, it just is a little too much. But when I put my schedule in this way, it works for me. And then what I do is I just come down. I'll just grab the smaller ruler. It's easier. I come down and then I set my to-do list here, and I also will then set notes sections. And that has proven to really work for me. It allows me to bleed over. If I use this whole column for notes, it allows it to bleed over into this page. So let's go ahead. I don't know where I put my other pen. And we'll go ahead and put in the date. There it is. I think I need to put ink in my Pilot Decimo. I think it's running out. Now there's a couple big things that I have that are client-based. So it is a deadline, and I demarcate deadlines from just regular tasks by making a deadline a square. I know that, like, I could make it a an event, a circle in Writer Carol's style, or an exclamation point. I do put an exclamation point next to it to demarcate that this is very important. So I have that due. So with those two marked down, I have some work I'm going to do later on today for work. I will wait to set up my to-dos for tomorrow until I have that done, so I know what's still going to bleed over. Last thing then that I do to set up for the week is I go ahead and fill in my schedule as it stands right now. So I am going to bring up my calendar over off to the side and add in all of those elements. All right, so there they are. Those are my appointments that I have for Monday. I'm going to go ahead and label this section. And like I told you, I am not precious about any of this. And there we go. That is how I set up for the week. I come in, I take a look at what's on the calendar for the week. I then set up my personal weekly so that I have that ready to go and I don't have to fidget with it for the rest of the week unless I need to add an appointment that I schedule in during this week. I'll add it here and then I'll go back and add it to my calendar. Once I've done that, I prep the day I'm on and see if I need to do any other prep for the week. I guess I could go ahead and do this with you guys. Let me go ahead and show you how we do our meal plan. So I don't plan for any specific day. I basically just plan out 5 to 7 meals depending on what's happening. Now, I don't really think we're going to do anything. We're not going to go out on our anniversary because we have 2 days that we're going out here. So I do want to set up a minimum. I'm going to set up a minimum of 6 meals. I plan out dinners. We are all grown-ups in this house, so we do our own breakfast, unless it's like yesterday when I made the boys waffles, and I call them boys, but they're grown men. It's my husband and son. 5 and one more for 6. So then once I've done that, I will go ahead and start my grocery list. And what will happen is I will sit down with my husband and son here in a little bit. We will plan out a menu. And once that menu is planned out, then we plan it out by looking at what's in the freezer and what's in the pantry. And then I'll make my list based off of the things that I need to pick up. And we do this every week. I find I have a lot less food waste by doing it this way. And that makes me happy. So I'm going to put one more line right up here for additional list items. And that didn't really come through all that well. So I am just going to darken it up by freehanding it. There we go. So now my meal plan is ready. I have an area for my grocery list. I can record the total here so that I can put that on my financial tracker. And I'm ready to go. I will take this and input whatever the groceries are into my iPhone. I do not take this book to the grocery store. It's too big. It's too cumbersome. And then I can organize it by aisle and section of my home instead of just jotting everything down. So all the vegetables go together, all the fruits go together. And then I take my iPhone in and just mark them off on my list. So that's it, guys. That is how I prep for a day, for a week. And I have to say, just the simplicity. I know it's weird because I'm flipping back and forth. And you might wonder why I don't just do a daily page like this with all of my work in my personal. And the truth is, I just don't like having work and personal in the same area. I take a lot of notes at work. I'll scribble things down. There's elements that I just don't believe belong in my personal planning system. And so there's things that just, anyway, it just doesn't work. But it does work like this because I do have the 2 books. My personal, I will archive. My work, I will keep for a year and then recycle. So that's it. That is my planning system in a nutshell. The only part that you didn't see is my intention setting. And every morning when I'm having my coffee and doing my morning routine, I set my intentions for the day and I record them and I put them in here. And that's what drives the priority tasks and things that I try to get done every single day is what are my intentions for the day? What is my mind being drawn to? What am I thinking about? What am I focused on? And so then I build my list from there. So with all of that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If there was anything in this video you'd like me to expand on or talk about more, please feel free to let me know. I need to put this back on. You know, it's everybody's planning system and everybody's planning style is so bespoke to them. And I have, after years and years of watching and enjoying so much social media content regarding planning, I really just have come to a comfortable place for myself. I've tried a lot of different things and realized that although this planner is working for me now, it may not work all the time, this system, but for right now, it's really working, and I'm okay with that. It's not Instagram worthy, it's not beautiful, but it's mine. So I hope that all of you who have found a wonderful place to rest in your planners, so many of you told me of some great systems. I'm so excited for you. As you find those places, I hope that you have that sense of contentment, that it is your planner, that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be Instagram ready. It just has to work for you. Let me know if any of you have any big events coming up, like college graduations or anniversaries, birthdays. I'd love to know what you're looking forward to in this last couple weeks of May. And in the next video, I think what I'll do is go ahead and show you how I set up for the full month. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful week and weekend to come, and I will see you next time.